Hey everybody, week 40 on the Real DVD Watchers. I'm DVD Weasel back again, and this week I'm reviewing Stanley Kubrick's 1999 film, his last film, I might add, Eyes Wide Shut. Now the interesting thing about this, which was pretty sad to hear when I heard it, he died 2 weeks before it opened theatrically. Sorry. Yeah, he died 2 weeks before it theatrically opened. So I couldn't see how well it did, and it didn't do too well. I don't think. I'm not that sure, but it's not a highly rated Stanley Kubrick film, and it's actually really underrated because I thought it was excellent. The first time I watched it, I was just like, that's okay, that's fine. I'll leave it. And then I watched some of it again, then went over the entire story in my mind. And it's brilliant. It really grows on you, so if you don't like it the first time, give it a second chance. Or just think about it for a bit, and you should like it. Yeah, it stars Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise I don't really like normally. Nicole Kidman, I haven't seen her in that much stuff actually, so I haven't got that much to base her on. But she was good in this, but she's just... I heard she's filled with plastic these days, so I'm not sure. Tom Cruise isn't a very good actor, in my opinion. He's just not dynamic at all. Except in Magnolia, I thought he was phenomenal in Magnolia. And he was good in this. He wasn't the best part of the film. It wasn't exactly an incredible performance, but it was better than average Tom Cruise. It was better than Mission Impossible Tom Cruise, although I don't think that role called for a highly skilled actor. Anyway, this basically is about Nicole Kidman's character. Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise are married in the film to play. Tom Cruise plays Dr. William, he's called Bill throughout the film, William Hartford, and Nicole Kidman plays Alice Hartford, his wife. And at the beginning of the film, they have an okay relationship, and they're getting along, and they go to a party. And when they get back from the party, it's all okay. They've all gone their separate ways at the party, and she's gone off and danced with another person who tried to seduce her, and it didn't work out. And then he went off to try and seduce two women who were eager to let it happen, and then he got called upstairs, since he's a doctor, to one of his friends who's just been with a woman who just overdosed. So, and she comes to play a large part in the rest of the film. Actually, the last act of the film probably wouldn't have happened without her. I won't tell you why, because it kind of spoils it. But yeah, basically they get home. It's okay for a day or two, I think, and then when they come home from work one day, each of them, they get stoned, really stoned by the looks of it, and they talk about affairs that could have happened and affairs that they wanted to happen. And Tom Cruise doesn't, sorry, I'll call them by their character names. Bill doesn't have any that he admits to Alice, but Alice admits that when they were on holiday a couple of years ago, she saw a sailor, and she would have been with him that night, even if it meant she lost her family, she lost everything. She just wanted that one night. And then Tom Cruise is just, Bill is just not very happy about it. So he goes out, and when he's out, he keeps having visions of her having sex with this sailor, and it kind of inspires him to go on a sexual odyssey over 2 nights into the seedy underworld of, I think it's New York. Yeah, the entire film's basically foreplay, because there's he never has sex in the entire film, and it's just a series of failed affairs and failed attempts to have affairs. Some of them, one of them in fact, is very creepy. in the masked ball, which if you've heard anything about the film or seen the film you'll remember it, but if you've heard anything about it, that's one of the most famous scenes of it. It's incredibly mysterious. It's never actually explained what the people are all about and why they who they are behind the masks. A couple of them come out later on, but I won't spoil that. Yeah, it's very intense. It's got some moments of great suspense after the masked ball when Tom Cruise, when Bill keeps inquiring about what happened at the mansion, and people are following him, and all this stuff starts happening, and it's a very, very good film. It has a lot of deeper meaning than it might look on first glance. Sorry, and I think it needs more recognition for being an excellent Kubrick film. It's not his best. It's probably the least. It's probably the one I'd rate the least out of the ones I've seen, and that's not a put down of it in any way, shape or form, because I love every Kubrick film I've seen. Clockwork Orange is my favourite, and I really want to get that on Blu-ray. But yeah, this was brilliant. It had an average picture quality for a newer film. I recently watched 2001 on Blu-ray, and that just blew me away. But I have to admit that did have more potential to blow me away with the like everything being in space and stuff, and being a sci-fi film. Yeah, what I noticed about this film is it's one that you have to watch, and at the end, the entire film is put into question of whether it was a dream or whether it was reality, and different parts of it could have been a dream, different parts of it could have been reality. It uses dream logic and fractal logic to confuse you and throw you off your tracks with some stuff. I won't go into detail about any of that because it would ruin the film. But yeah, it is an amazing film on every account for me. I absolutely loved it. And I hate that people just dismiss it as a film full of sex and that's all about sex, because there really is only like two sex scenes in the entire film. Granted, one of them has about 50 people at the same time, a big orgy in a mansion with masks on, and that is a pretty graphic scene, but they don't have masks on. I mean, they have masks on, so that there's no contact, and most of it is fake oral contact in there, and like I was really confused about how they could censor it without making it look too strange. But this is the uncensored Blu-ray, by the way. If you want it uncensored, get the Blu-ray. I'm not sure if you can. I think every other DVD release is uncensored in the UK, but yeah, apparently in the orgy scene, there's loads of like figures were digitally added in, staring and watching, which I don't know why they would do that, except for the fact that, well, I don't know why they would do it here, but I can understand why they would cut it to get an R rating in America, because Zack and Miri got an NC-17, so this must have as well. So yeah, check it out. If you're a fan of Stanley Kubrick and you've been putting it off, definitely check it out. Definitely watch it. Take the time out. It's pretty long. It's very long actually. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Sorry. But yeah, it's definitely worth taking the time out and watching it. If you didn't like it, then that's just my opinion. I respect your opinion. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will be back next week. Bye.